Alright, Yankee Marshall, this is for you, because I saw your video about why you bike, all you buy like another Glock, after you sell them, you buy them. Well, I just like give you maybe some ammunition to stick with the Glock this time. As somebody that knows Glocks from combat are the best guns out there because they don't have a safety, and that's not a disadvantage, it's a huge advantage. So every time you take away something that can't go wrong in combat, you are putting yourself at a much more advantageous position, and you're doubling your odds almost, I'd say, every single time you get rid of one more thing that could possibly go wrong. And you know that you refine your skills and your weaponry and your equipment over time, and you find out what works best for you as far as technique and weaponry. I mean, you'll get to the point where you have really good odds in combat. That comes from practice and training and picking a good gun. And the Glock is a good gun to pick for one reason I'll introduce to you right now. Not only does actually this is all tied together, but it's the best shooting gun for whatever caliber you pick it in than any other gun of that caliber. Pick a 45 Glock, it recoils less than any other 45 caliber gun. Pick a 40 caliber Glock, a 9mm Glock, whatever you pick, it's going to recoil less than any other 40 or 9 or 45, whatever you pick of any other brand. The reason for that is something very unique about the Glock. There's something called barrel center line. And also, let's just start with you like revolvers. Let's also do another thing too, because the picture I'm going to show you has a revolver and a pistol on it. And for comparison, just because it's the complete opposite ends of the spectrum, you'll see. But the revolvers, first off, so you have a little bit more ability to pull the trigger, makes your hand and your muscles work a little better. Has a little bit of like a lean to it. Your hand is a little bit more lean forward like this. That's a little bit over exaggerated, but it's similar, as opposed to the semi-automatic, which your hand is more straight up and down, more of a straight back transfer of force. Not only is this one weaker with the revolver, but the revolver has something else going against it that every other pistol out in the market besides the Glock has going against it compared to a Glock as well. But the revolver is the most extreme example of what this disadvantage is. It's called barrel center line. Barrel center line on a Glock compared to a revolver is a drastic difference. It's more than double the height difference on the top of your hand. What you do for barrel center line, take on the place in the gun, right here on the revolver, right there on the Glock, because it is very high up on the Glock because it has that very thin little piece of polymer in the back that gets your hand seated very high up on the gun. Now what this is the highest point in your hand where it's seated on the gun. So the highest point in your hand is you're holding it. Right there, highest point. And you measure then to the center line of the barrel. And you get a distance. Now in this roughly actually the scale drawing, Glocks are real smaller than revolvers, remember. This is the scale pretty much. I mean, it's like a tiny bit off maybe at the most, but I think I did a pretty good damn good job of sizing it up. But yeah, 7/16. This is not the real amount. This is measured on the paper here. 7/16, and it's a scale drawing. A 7/16 spacing right here on the Glock, and you have a 1 1/16 on the revolver. That is 3/16 more than double. And you say pretty much every revolver you pick up is going to have double what a Glock will of any caliber, any way you cut the cake. Have double the barrel center line measurement that you have in the Glock. And the reason it's a huge difference is because the higher the barrel up is above your hand, the more leverage it has in your hand as it kicks back. Now, a good way to think about that is so you get the Glock, and the barrel center line is barely above your hand. It's like right there. It's playing right above it. So it's almost like a boom, straight back. It's very, very low rise. Right there, boom, back in target. Now, when you shoot a revolver, this barrel's way up here now, up above your hand. The amount of leverage that the gun has and exerts on you is much greater. Because think about a lever. You got a lever that's 3 times longer than just a 1-to-1 ratio. You can lift 3 times the weight. The gun is kicking with more than double the force. If you have a 45 caliber Glock and a 45 caliber revolver, the 45 caliber revolver is kicking with double the power of the Glock. If not, in this case, in most bigger calibers, especially because the revolvers are taller, compared to like the 22 inch, which is not so bad. It's pretty much 2 to 1. But you go worse, you just get worse from there. And then all the other semi-automatics, the Berettas, the 6 hours, everything else fall somewhere in the middle of the Glock and the revolver. Some being worse than others, some being close to the Glock, but nothing ever matching it. And that's a provable fact. Go start measuring it and get your hand on guns whenever you go to a gun store. Just take a mental note. You'll notice that that's correct. Because I've gone and I've picked up just about everything out there under the sun at least one time, and I haven't found one that does what the Glock does. And is as reliable as it, as the most combat effective, and frankly just has that controllability that no other gun can really offer you. I mean, quite literally, no other gun can offer you the controllability of the Glock. Yankee Marshall, thanks for the videos, and keep doing it. I like your stuff. Have a good day, guys, and I hope you learned something about barrel center line today. and how important it is to the controllability of your firearm.